Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you, and welcome back once again to Free Shiksha IELTS classes. So we had, finished so far. Let me just revise quickly and briefly with all of you that we had finished all the 4 modules, and we are on the last module and the last class for the month of October. So in November, we are coming up with the daily IELTS classes again. So in case anybody who has missed out on our live sessions, then definitely they can attend the sessions live from November as well. So from tomorrow, that is Wednesday, 1st November, we are starting on with our free Shiksha daily classes again. And we are also starting with the bi-weekly TOEFL assessment classes. So in these daily IELTS classes, what we do is that we, give a priority and we learn about all the different modules in detail, and we also give emphasis to each and every question type. So today we are focusing on speaking part 3, and which is the last part of your speaking module, and that part is known as discussion with the examiner. So this is the name of the topic and we shall learn about this. But yes, definitely before we actually jump into the today's session, definitely I would like to tell about few pieces of information. That is, firstly, please do not forget to register with us, and the registration link is given just below this video which you're watching right now. And it's a free process, it's a free registration process. You do not have to pay anything. You can also get in touch with our expert counseling team who will provide you with the free counseling sessions. Okay, so again, a good news, you do not have to pay anything, a single penny, even a single penny, for any counseling sessions which you'll have with our expert counselors. So you can ask them, questions related to whatever questions you have related to the migrating exams like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, GRE, GMAT, all of that. And also you can download the free sample papers which we have on our landing page. So please do not forget to register with us. And also please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is with the same name, Shiksha Study Abroad. All right, so this was just 2 pieces of information which I want to share with you before we actually start the session. And now let's jump into today's session, which is speaking part 3. Speaking is one of the easiest modules which is, being managed and handled with very much ease by every student. But yes, there are few pros and cons, or you can say there are few things which you have to remember. There are few strategies or tips which you actually have to apply to get a very good band in speaking module. So let's look at them. Let's look at it one by one. So we are starting with the definition and the description of speaking part 3 first, and then gradually we'll move on to maybe sample questions. I'll show you a few of the questions. How does actually part 3 look like in IELTS speaking test? And also I'll be sharing few tips and strategies with you which you can apply in your paper, and can improve and increase your bands. So checking the comment section, I can see one person has commented, Marian Anthony. Hi, Anthony. So he has commented, hi, hi. So I would love to see how many people are watching us live, or maybe if you have any relatable questions related to IELTS exam, then definitely you can put it on the comment section, but after the session is completed, because I do not want to break the flow of yours and as well as mine. So yes, I'll take up all your questions and queries in the end. So please wait patiently and focus on the slide for now. Okay, so starting with part 3. In part 3, you have the opportunity to discuss topic areas related to part 2 in much more depth. So guys, if you do not know what is part 2 of speaking IELTS test, then please refer back to my previous video which I had completed last Friday. And we had discussed it in detail. What are the tips? How can you actually make notes? We discussed everything. So part 2 is basically your cue card in which you get a task card or a topic to speak on. And definitely then the examiner asks you relatable or related questions to part 2 in part 3, where you have to give elaborated answers. So that is what we are learning about today, which is part 3, discussion with the examiner. Okay, coming back to the slide, this part of the test focuses on your ability to express and justify opinions, and to analyze, discuss, and speculate about issues. Okay, the examiner will help you to do this by asking you questions, that explore the topic area in more depth. The the long term topic is always related to the part 3 topic area. For example, if your long run if your long term is about your teacher, okay, then part 3 will be a general discussion about education. All right, so this is just an example just to show you how your part 2 and part 3 will be related in terms of questions. Okay, now look at the possible part 3 discussion areas related to the long terms you practiced in the part 2. So this is just a, a comparison, you can say, which is given in the form of a chart. So if you look at the first column, that is part 2 long run, and the second column says possible part 3 topic areas. So you can see how we have bifurcated it. So, for example, you got a topic related to this in part 2, something you own that is important to you. So, in part 3, your questions will be related to belongings, shopping, advertising, values, and many more. This is just an example. Same goes with this topic, a holiday that you really enjoyed. So, for example, you got this topic in part 2. Then, your part 3 questions will be related to tourism, holiday destinations, leisure time, and travel. Same with the third one, an item you would like to buy. So shopping, advertising, online shopping, and so on. Now here is one of the major parts of this presentation, that is tips. So definitely you need some strategies to put on to aggravate your score. Speak about the topics in general. Fine. So in part 3, you are expected to discuss all topics in a general manner. If you try and talk about yourself and your family, the examiner will steer you away from all these questions and familiar topics and will encourage you to speak in a general way. Remember that you have already talked about familiar topics in part 1 and part 2. So part 3 is your chance to show the examiner that you can discuss general topics, giving your own opinion and ideas on what is being discussed. Now, rather than talking about yourself, you can use the following phrases to extend the discussion in a more general way. In my country, most people believe that if I compare my country to Australia, the way we farm, travel, work, eat, celebrate is quite different. The local communities in my country. So these are just few of the phrases which can actually help you to bring out a good score out of you. Now, using linking words and phrases. Now, if you do not know what is linking word or what is a cohesive device or connecting device, then definitely you should refer to back to our previous videos from our YouTube channel, because that will help you to actually increase your score by putting some cohesive device and linking words in your answer. Now, for example, cohesive devices or linking words can refer to as sequencing. If you're giving a sequence, then you can use the words like moving on to the next reason, or secondly, firstly, all of that. Adding information can be like additionally, or as well as, and another reason, or another example is like that, and so on. There are so many linking words which you can actually use in your speaking as well as writing test. Now, when you're giving examples, when you're stalling, when you're generalizing, or when you're giving a result. Okay, now be willing to extend your answers. This is very important, guys, because I have myself seen, while training sessions, candidates give a very small or very short and crisp answer. That is not required out of you. Definitely, you need to elaborate your points because this is a discussion with the examiner topic and part. So, definitely, you need to give some explanation in order to gain marks. Now you need to use a wider range of grammar. Of course, giving just simple sentences will not, give you a better band. So definitely you need some good grammar or structured sentences, rather, I would say, to keep you going with your, grammatical skills and all of that. Now, if you move on to another one, then definitely use a wider range of vocabulary. That is very, very crucial as well. So, if you are using very simple words or maybe you are repeating the words, then of course, examiner is going to cut your marks and your bands. But if you're giving some varied kind of vocabulary, if you're using complex sentences and structured grammar, then definitely nobody can stop you from, getting a very good band. So, vocabulary is a must. So for your help, you can see here I have listed down many phrases and lots of good words, lots of phrasal verbs. So you can actually use them to make your answer more structured and complex. Now, to repeat a statement and rephrasing, please do some paraphrasing because, and I'm sure many of you are aware of what is paraphrasing. Still, I would give you the meaning in brief. Paraphrasing simply means that you're, copy pasting the answer, but in your own words. So you have to use a lot of synonyms in order to change the word structure and the sentence structure. So yes, that is what is paraphrasing is, and you have to apply it even in your writing module. So I would suggest all of you to practice your paraphrasing really well because it will help you in both the modules, not just speaking but also writing. Now, if you're giving an example, then these are some of the phrases which you can actually apply in your answer. Giving an explanation, definitely you can elaborate your answers with the help of these 4 phrases, and there are unlimited. This is just an example. And then if you are agreeing with the explanation or an opinion, then you can use these. If you're asking for help or asking to repeat something, asking for an explanation, then you can go with these. I have some phrases for disagreeing with an opinion as well. Self-correcting, buying some item or stalling for time, commenting your own ideas, getting to the point. So that means, getting directly to what is being asked, introducing other ideas, making a complaint, or showing frustration. Then you can also use some of the phrases for conclusion, for concluding your answer. And here is some of, here are some of the questions which I have prepared for you so that you can actually, in your free time, give some time to yourself and definitely go with these questions because these are the latest ones which have come up in the IELTS paper. And you can also try practicing them in front of your friends, in front of your family, or maybe with a mentor or a trainer, so that they can help you with your English skills and they can correct you on your grammar and vocabulary. All right. So here are some questions. For example, the first topic is related to family. So all the questions are there related to family. Then we also have some part 3 questions from the topic sports and competition. So this is also one of the, very common topic which actually comes up in the exam very frequently. So yes, guys, these were some of the sample questions. There are many unlimited, and I have also shared a lot of questions in my past videos as well. So in case you have missed out on those live videos, then definitely I would recommend to all of you to register with us. And also please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is with the same name, Shiksha Study Abroad, as I said before as well. And also please do not forget to register with us. The link is given in the description, and also you can write down your questions on the comment section, and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible because we do not leave our candidates unanswered. All right, fine guys, so that was all from my side, and I shall see you soon tomorrow with the fresh new set of classes and videos you on YouTube live, definitely. So we are starting with the reading module tomorrow again, and we'll be revising all of the question types from reading, and then we'll gradually move on to our listening and writing and speaking. Okay, so fine, that is all from my side. Thank you so much for joining us live, and I shall see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.